All right, what's going on, everybody? Gabby Card Stacks here. I just pulled up to the Northwest Valley Coins, Cards, and Collectibles show. Haven't been here in a while. This is one of the closer shows to me. Usually a little bit smaller, usually a little bit more vintage heavy, but just going to see what's going on. Hopefully looking for some football, NFL, college, really anything that catches my eye. Maybe do some value bins. Usually don't spend a whole lot at this show, but just fun to look around and browse. So let's go see what's inside and see what I pick up. So this is one of our smaller local shows, about 25 or 30 tables, I would say, usually heavy in vintage, and today it had a lot of coins, but still found a lot of good deals, and we'll recap everything I picked up and talk prices at the end. This was my first deal of the day. Guy had a ton of Bowman University, but none of it was priced, so I just pulled everything out, and a lot of it was pretty high, not really close to comps, but these were three of my favorite cards, and I thought that these were actually pretty good deals compared to the rest of it, so was happy with these. I thought these two cards were really cool. The Devontae Parker patch is disgusting, and then the Chuck Bednarik 1956. I want to get into vintage, just not super motivated, but figured I'd spend the $10 on this one. Found this stack of Caitlin Clark cards. I really haven't picked anything up of hers since March Madness a year ago. I just didn't think that her market would continue to climb like the way that it has. These were all unmarked, so I just took a video while I was waiting. The dealer was working with somebody else, but unfortunately a lot of these cards just seemed very above market price and just wanted to pass on them. But I do want to get back into it. I think the college draft cards look sick. So this is everything that I had picked up at the show so far. Just a quick little recap here. It's just your usual Bowman University, Topps Chrome football stuff. Looked for NFL Prism, but just didn't find a lot of it. It's just, again, a smaller show, but I was pleased with everything that I had picked up so far. Just a lot of the big names that I'm looking for the upcoming draft in just a couple weeks now, for the college football season, for next year's draft already, so not a bad little show so far. And then one final deal on my way out, just two big names that I'm looking for, Ashton Jeanty and Garrett Nussmeier. All right, so just wrapped up at the show. I spent about an hour and a half walking. I really could have seen everything in about 45 minutes. Pretty small show, but I like to dilly-dally. I don't know how much I spent. It wasn't a ton. Let's see. There's 15. There's been 127, 130 bucks or so. Nothing too crazy. I think I had most of my pickups in that quick little video that I had at the end of all my pickups, but just a lot of good college stuff. A lot of guys that I'm buying, preparing for the draft. Found a good little quarter box as well for a friend. So pretty good haul. I'm going to go home. Let's just recap this. It should be pretty quick, but just walking you through more of my thought process of why I'm buying these cards specifically. We'll see. All right, so back from the show, I spent $126, and I'll explain why I decided to pick these cards up at these prices and what my plan is with it. So first deal that we talked about, this 3-card Bowman University lot. A lot of this stuff didn't make sense, but this I felt was a really good deal. Drew Aller, a guy that I'm buying, I believe personally, Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Aller, Cade Klubnik are the top 3 quarterbacks heading into the 2026 draft this upcoming, the 2026 season, not in a couple weeks. So I'm buying those guys up. He was asking $55 for this fuchsia auto. I think it made sense to me personally. Just like the direction that it's going, and I like this image as well. I don't love the 2023 image. I think this one's a lot better numbered. It makes sense, I think. The cheapest Bowman auto you're finding of him is probably like 35-ish, and it's probably Inception from his first year, 2022. Ashton Jeanty, Sapphire. I've talked about this a little bit. I'm very high on the Ashton Jeanty low-end market. You look at his autos, it's probably, what, $80 on the low end, probably still over $100. Maybe he's kind of dropped down. I haven't really looked at that, but even his color, like a true blue is at like 50, a green's probably 50, 60, 70. But his base cards are still like $1, $2. You can probably find them in a lot of good value bins. Been buying them up on ComC at about like $1 all the way up to like $2. Now it's like $2.50. I just think that a lot of people are going to hype up Ashton Jeanty wherever he goes. I imagine it's like a Las Vegas or a Chicago. I don't know. We'll see, but I love this Sapphire. Got this. He was asking $7, which I, think these are closer to $20. So Feel really good about this. Sapphire is a beautiful color match. He does grade a lot. He talked about just all of his submissions and what he grades himself, so I doubt any of that is gradable. And then Austin Mack, not a guy I'm personally high on. I never really saw it out of Folsom High School, went to UW, followed DeBoer down. I do buy his stuff as an insurance to Ty Simpson. I'm very, very heavy on Ty Simpson. I probably have over $1,000 of Ty Simpson autographs just stashed away. I've believed in his huddle since I've watched it, since the release of Bowman 2022. Him and like Brendan Sorsby are like two guys that I don't think the rest of the country really care for, but I'm high on them. Austin Mack, I would argue, is probably QB3 for Alabama right now. I just feel like you're either going Ty, he's been there for a couple years, he's doing his thing, and you give him the first right, or it's Keelan if you think he's the guy. Keelan Russell was the #1 quarterback in the country, previously SMU commit. We'll see what he does, but a lot of hype around there. But Austin, this was $15. I just think I could sell it for a little bit more. So that was that. Little Topps Chrome Atomic for $2. Jake Locker, University of Washington, man. I liked watching him. I was definitely a fan of his in college. I like these Topps Chrome Atomic refractors. They are only produced in 2011. I've picked up a couple of these from Collects, and I flipped them for a good amount. I forgot who the two players were, but a lot of the big names, like a Ray Lewis, does like $80 and so on and so forth. I'm sure like Drew Brees is up there as well. So definitely look out for these. You don't see them a lot. Again, it's only in 2011. Jake Locker, not a super desirable name. I think this is a great card to send to ComC. I'm going to send it there. I'll worry about it later. I just like picking up those atomics. I think they're cool looking cards. So next deal, one of my favorite dealer at this show. I buy from him all the time. Probably spent the most with him in general at this show over the course that I've been going to this show. One of my favorites. He held a lot of U of A cards for me, and I haven't been there for a while, so definitely appreciate that. I had this McMillan card. I was like, how much you think you get $5? I'm keeping this for the PC, for the binder. Tetroa, not super motivated to push for those binder pieces. Just being a second-year card, I don't want to pay a ton of dollars going into his second-year Bowman card, but got this for $5. Going to throw it in the binder. I did not have this one, so I'm very excited for that, and I appreciate him holding it. One of my favorite dealers, of course. He's a reason why I go to a lot of these shows. Like, I'm like, I know I'm going to find something good there. Also, this Garrett Nussmeier for $10, mini diamond. I like that. I'm very high on Garrett Nussmeier. Probably, I mentioned, with Drew Aller, the #1 quarterback going in, #1 for Heisman odds right now at plus 800, so not amazing odds, but I love Garrett Nussmeier and the purple color match. Talked about these two, got these for $15, another dealer that I buy from a good amount when he's there. Nasty patch, Devontae Parker. I don't even know what he's up to. Is he still in the league? I don't know. I just thought you get a little bit of aqua. Hard to tell there. It kind of looks like shadow, but you get the aqua or teal nasty 3-color patch. And then when I was in the car, I noticed it said game day here. I'm like, is this game used? This puppy's game used material. That's crazy. A nasty patch number to 50 for $8, and I got these for 15. I was willing to pay 18. I was like, oh, I'll do 15, make it easy. I appreciate that. So nice, nasty card there. Cool ComC card. I could list it for $19.99 on eBay. I don't know. It could sit for a while. I don't know how many Devontae Parker fans are out there, but definitely a cool one there. And then Chuck Bednarik, one of the best defense players of all time. There is a Bednarik Award. There, I was on this kick for a hot second on vintage, and I want to get all the award, winners of cards. So Chuck Bednarik is for the best defensive player in the country. This is 1956, I believe. I picked one of these up on ComC, sent it home. These copies are pretty rough. I mean, it's 1956. This one's very, very off-centered. Pretty, rounded edges and scuffed up. Mine is probably equally as bad. The centering is better, but probably worse, in terms of creases and such. The first copy that I have. So I just it's cool. This is 1956. This is older than my dad. I mean, my dad's getting up there. So I like that card a lot. This was also in his quarter bin. This guy, he's got dollar bins, quarter bins, 5 for 6 for 20, $3, 4 for 10. But he's got everything, and just swarms of people at his table this time. So I didn't even get to look at some of the other stuff. Every time I went to go take a lap, and there were more people and more people, more people. So I got through the quarter bin and picked up 4 cards. Started with this Odell. I love this Odell card. Just an iconic image, 2015. And I think these do about $2. I sent a couple to ComC. I graded a couple. There was that, and then these 3 Arizona Nico Mannion cards. Local Phoenix kid, Pinnacle High School. Picked these up for a guy at work, his son, into collecting, and at 25 cents. Cool. And then last 2, so took another lap, tried to get into the dollar boxes, but could not. But I saw this Gene T refractor, and I wanted it. I told you I'm high on Ash and Gene T, or at least the market, the low-end market. So you look at the low end compared to the numbered, compared to the autos. I just feel like the low end is underpriced. So want to pick up the refractor. There are a couple on ComC for 11 or 12, 13 bucks. But then also, didn't see this at the beginning of the show, Garrett Nussmeier Teal Lava. He had this for $5. $5, yeah, and he gave it to me for 18, which I appreciate. So yeah, a lot of good stuff here, a lot of my usual stuff. You know, the big names that I like, the Garrett Nussmeier, Ashton Gene T, those are, you know, for someone else, the Odell. I would love to get into the 50s vintage stuff, just a nasty patch. Another Garrett Nussmeier there, Tetro for the PC. Just, I like the atomic stuff, and then the names that I'm buying for Bowman. Maybe not Austin Mack, but at least more Gene T and Drew Aller. So $126. We'll see what I can turn that into. I think the big winners were the Drew Aller and the Ashton Gene T, and then Nussmeier and Gene T here as well. And yeah, all the Nussmeier. I'll take all the Nussmeier I can get for sure. But that's everything. If you enjoyed, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace. Love you. Bye.